Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to another video from Alex Does the Least Entertaining. No, hang on, that's not right. No, this is entertaining, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Sorry, that's it. Welcome back to my channel, Alex Does the Least Educational Bushcraft channel on all of YouTube. My name is Alex, and welcome back for another video. So today is day 3. Spitting and dribbling. Today is day 3 for me on this 3-day trip, so I'll be going home this afternoon, and I've had such a great time, but I'm kind of looking forward to a warm shower and a soft bed. So anyway, so yeah, I'm not gonna ramble on today. This morning I'm just gonna crack on. I've been up for a while. Actually, I was kind of chuckling to myself a bit earlier about how you take for granted when you're at home how quickly and efficiently you do things. I mean, I've been up, the time is, it's 9:30, I've been up for an hour and a half. I've been non-stop since I've been up, and all I've really done is had a coffee, a bite to eat, gone to the bathroom and brushed my teeth. That's it. At home I would have done that in about 15 minutes. So yeah, you know, that's just the way it goes. Alright, so I'm amazed by how many planes fly over here. Last night there were tons of like prop engine planes going in that direction, flying north to south, right at the time when we had a massive electrical storm go through, so they would have had a nice view. Anyway, so I had a good night last night. I'm going to crack on now this morning. What I'm going to do today, I'm just going to pack up my tent and everything. I've got most of my stuff packed up. I'm just going to pack up my tent, get that out of the way. I'm going to show you the fireplace and how that's progressing and how it's faring after the fire last night. I've decided I'm not going to do any work on the fireplace tonight, so we're going to do something else today. So yeah, I'm going to get my tent packed up, and I'll bring you back and show you the fireplace. Done. Alright, so let's go and have a look at the fireplace. So, I'm really happy with the way it's looking at the moment. From here to here, that's about, I'd say about 15 inches, 16 inches tall, all the way around. So I'm really liking it. You feel any of these and they feel really solid, and particularly at the back here, where the fire has been most concentrated, it's like it will crumble, this stuff, because it's just clay, but it's kind of hard. It's quite hard, so I'm really happy with that. Over on these edges here, I know it's a bit hard to see, but over on these edges here, it's firming up, but it's still, you know, it's hard, quite hard there, but it's still softish. Down there it's really soft, but it got a lot of water during flooding a week ago, so yeah, that's why I'm not going to have a fire. I'm not going to build another layer on here today. I don't want to leave it sloppy, I don't want to leave the clay really wet, even though now that I've adjusted the tarp so that it's not going to get rain pouring directly on it. I don't know, it seems to make sense to me just to leave it now, come back next week, and then put another layer or two on it. On the outside, let's have a look. So yeah, you can clearly see where the heat has been concentrated. This cracking is completely normal and was totally anticipated. So yeah, look, direct water on here will wash away some of the clay, but once the whole thing is built up, what will happen is that only the exposed clay will get washed away a little bit with each downpour, and the rest of the stuff that's between the rocks will be more protected and stay there. And I totally expect that if I want any sort of longevity out of this, it will take some sort of maintenance. So maybe once every couple of months even, or I don't know, we'll just have to play it by ear. but mix up some more mud and just go over the whole surface, both inside and outside. I expect that to be normal, because I think, you know, back in the day, that probably was normal. So, you know, these days we just expect everything to last and be a simple and instant fix. But you know, when you're dealing with the very basic raw materials that you've got at hand, you've got to do what you can do. And it may mean, like I said, some maintenance. It may mean that I only need this to last long enough for me to finish filming this series, if there ever is an end to this series, and I move on to somewhere else, and I come back here a year or two later for a prosperity, just to see if it's still standing. I don't know. The other thing too is I'm hoping that once I get the chimney built, the walls done, and I move on to the roof, that I'll be able to do something with the roof that will offer some protection for the chimney and the fireplace as well. So anyway, yeah, it'd be nice to build a fire actually on the outside, maybe. But the problem is I'm worried about the structure itself, so I'd rather not do that. So this is my plan. I'm just going to continue the way I'm going. I'm happy with the way it is. I know a lot of people would like to see, you know, your really nice exposed stone, and with a bit of rain and stuff, it will expose the stone a bit more, but you know, again, I'm just doing the best I can, making it up as I go along. So if I'm not going to do that today, what am I going to do? Well, I'm thinking I'm going to try something new, and I'm going to have a go at filling in this wall panel. So that's the one on the right hand side of the door, that one there with some sticks. So this is something I haven't done before. I know I've kind of talked about it in the past. I'm not going to do the mud or anything, I just want to do the sticks. So the questions that have been going around in my mind, because I've done about 0.3 seconds of research on this, obviously this comprises uprights and then sticks that weave in between the uprights. It's like a basketry, and once it's done, you then cake it with a mix of mud and traditionally straw, but I won't be using straw because I can't get straw. Well, actually, I do know where there's some straw, but I'm not prepared to take it. But anyway, so I'll be using the stuff that's around here for vegetation anyway, we'll cover that when we get to it. So what I'm not sure of is if there's a standard of distance between the uprights. I would assume that more uprights means the weaving itself will be stronger, but it means more material, it means drilling more holes, because what you do is for each of the uprights you put, you know, one hole in here, one hole corresponding up here, and put your upright within that hole so it's fixed, so that you can then weave in between. So the closer they are, it'll be a tighter weave, which means it would be harder to weave any sticks through, meaning you'd have to make sure you get sticks with really good flexibility. And I'm just thinking that I don't want to do unnecessary work. Obviously I don't want to do unnecessary work, it's me. So this is going to be trial and error. So this is my first test, and I was umming and ahhing, toing and froing, whether I do sort of one upright from that position, one upright from that position, and weave around them, or I just go one in the middle and weave around. So obviously I'm going to default to the easiest option. So that's what I'm going to do. So for my first job for today is to find one upright to go up, drill 2 holes, get that upright in, and then try and find some sticks to figure out the weaving part. All right, so give me a bit of time, which will be no time. Where the hell is... It's like it's raining at the moment, but there is not a single cloud in the sky. It's just the wind blowing through the trees. Anyway, I digress. God, man, I talk a lot. All right, so yeah, give me a fraction of a second for you, probably an hour for me. I'll find a suitable upright and we'll drill some holes and get that in and then move on, all right? There we go. That's our first upright in. It's nice and solid into the hole and into that hole as well. Had to use a bit of our good old friend heavy persuasion to get the bottom in, but I like that. That's good and solid. It took a bit of to and fro to get the length right and everything, but obviously there's a bit of flex in there, but that's fine because obviously now we're going to go and weave our sticks in between. Hopefully that works out well. That's the plan anyway. Right. Now I seem to recall somewhere apparently it's really traditional that once you get the first upright in, you stop works and crack a bottle of rum. They call that the rum stick. I'm sure that's the case. Sure that's the case. One down, 1,000 to go. Two down, 998 to go. And that's just for this ball. Well, there you go, check that out. I am super happy with that. That is amazingly rigid. That is such a, I'd say that's probably the strongest part of the entire structure. You would not be crashing through that. Even up the top here, like the sticks have to get a bit thin at the top because you haven't got as much room to work them in. But Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy with that. I've still got to do a little bit of trimming. I trimmed some of the edges on the way, but not all of them. Yes, totally happy with that. So it's easy to see now that the the wattle part, or this weaving, is what actually provides all of the structural stability for these walls. I was concerned that the mud wouldn't be structural enough, but the mud is just a filler. It's spacco. It's nothing really. So that's going to be fine. Once it's still going to take a lot of mud. Also, where I was discussing the uprights and the distance between them, I would not want them any closer than this. That'd be as close as you'd want to get. It was quite an effort to get those sticks through. It was also not easy going finding sticks either. As I've said many times throughout this series, I'm doing this without cutting down any live trees or anything like that. So I've been kind of fortunate with the timing with the storms we've had in the last couple of days or couple of weeks, and right up to last night there were some big branches come down, and some of those branches have attached to them some green branch wood that is still supple enough to weave. Plus they also, as they hit the ground, they're indiscriminately knocking down saplings and stuff, which I can then access and use. Without that, I think I'd be screwed. But anyway, so yeah, it's going to be an effort to get enough down stuff for the rest of the walls. So I do already know on the path in, there's a whole patch of stuff that's already down. It's been down for ages, and I don't know why, and it's still quite supple, I think. Anyway, so we'll get to that. Cross that bridge when we come to it. But anyway, I'm super happy with that. So anyway, I'm going to bring today's video to an end. It might be a short video. This has actually been a good half a day's work. I started it at what, about 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock I think. It's now after, it's about 1:15. I've still got to pack up my gear and do my couple of loads and all that sort of stuff. I try to aim at start leaving site by 2 p.m. That gives me an hour to do a couple of trips up and back to the car. So leave by 3 p.m, be home by 4 p.m. Which gives me a 1 hour buffer because my kids expect to hear from me by 5 p.m. So if anything goes wrong, it gives me an hour to figure that out before they start panicking. Although I don't know that they would, well, no, actually they have in the past started panicking, and I certainly don't want to be cause of any panic. So there we go, super happy with that on this trip, on today's efforts, and super happy with the last 2 days. This is the first time, as I'd said earlier, that I might have said earlier on this, I don't know. Anyway, so this is the first time I've been here on a 2-night, 3-day trip. And I'm really happy with the progress on the fireplace, and now totally stoked with that. That's just icing on the cake. So I hope you enjoyed this content. If you're new to the channel and you like this sort of bushcrafty stuff, please hit the subscribe and the bell for notification. You'd certainly be doing me a huge favour in terms of the growth of the channel. Share it with your friends. If you've got any friends or family that are into this sort of stuff and like watching this sort of stuff on YouTube, or looking for ideas for when they go out camping, the sorts of things they want to do, share the channel with them. I'd really appreciate that too. And also, as always, comment down below if you've got something to say, you just want to say g'day, you've got some constructive criticism, all that sort of stuff. If you like the content, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like the content, hit the thumbs button 3 times. That tells me that you don't like the content at all, and I'll appreciate the feedback. Trust me. Anyway, so I'll see you next Saturday, as always, 8 AM New South Wales Standard Time, Saturday. I look forward to seeing you there. See you later.